win, go win, go win, go win, go win, man, go win.
Wise Guys Sports exclusive interview with Walnut Hills Eagles basketball players, senior Charlie Stoffregan, senior Landen Mcdaniel, and junior Jayden Seeley. What's up, fellas?
What's up, yo?
Pretty good, pretty good. Now, let's start off with you, Landen. You finished the season leading your team, averaging 11 points per game on 47% shooting from the floor. You also ranked second on the team in rebounds, averaging 5 rebounds per game. How do you feel about your overall performance this season?
I feel pretty good about it. It's, better than last year, but I feel like, I can do better, and I'm hoping that really comes out in the, tournament this year, and just hoping that I do better.
Now, what are some things that you want to improve upon in your game heading into the tournament to become a better overall player for your team?
I think free throws, I really left a lot of those out this year. I think I shot probably 60-something%. I think I can get that up. I think that would also help. A lot of the games we've lost this season have been a couple point, low scoring games, and I think if I can capitalize on those, I think we can win a lot more games.
Now, you lead the team in scoring, so what's your mindset going into each game and trying to be the best scorer you could possibly be for your team?
I think it's just knowing when I have to go score. Not every possession do I need to put my head down and just start dribbling toward the basket, trying to get a bucket, but just letting the game come to me, letting my teammates trust me, and just trusting that the coaches are putting me in the right positions to really score the ball.
Now, Jayden, you led the team in the conference in assists per game with 4. You had 74 total assists this season. So being the point guard of this team and considering you are being coached by Cashmere, how important is it for you to lead this team offensively and essentially be the quarterback, an extension of your head coach?
It's really important, I feel like, to me. We got plenty of guys on the team that can score, but, my role on the team is just to get the guys the ball. And coming from Cash, he played high-level basketball as a point guard, so he really helped me improve my game and extend myself as a passer and playmaker.
Absolutely. And so, obviously, being a point guard on the team, what do you think is the most important element of your game heading into each basketball game?
Being vocal. I feel like being vocal as a point guard, you need to be vocal. There's always room for improvement to become more vocal as a point guard, but I feel like being vocal, making sure your guys are in the right spot, calling the offense, I feel like that's the most important thing as a point guard.
Are there some things that you ever or highlights that you watched of Cashmere? He played point guard at UC. He's your head coach. Are there anything that you was able to learn from him when he was able to teach you, whether it's in practice or throughout the course of a game, where you have took that and implemented it in your game to make your game better?
Yeah. When he first got here, I wasn't a really one-on-one guy. Couldn't really make much. I could make moves, but I wasn't really had a big bag. But he helped me extend my bag with simple moves like a spin move and ball handling. Last year, I didn't really play much varsity. I didn't get minutes till the end of the season. So he really helped me improve my ball handling and become the player I am today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Charlie, you led the team in rebounding, averaging close to 6 rebounds per game. Do you take pride in rebounding the basketball? Because we know boxing out and rebounding is all about effort.
Yeah.
And do you take pride in making sure you are putting in maximum effort to get the most rebounds you possibly can for your basketball team?
Yeah, I think scoring, assists, and all the other stats. When I look at rebounding, I look at controllables. I know that's something I can go into a game and I can be consistent at. Some nights I won't shoot the ball as well as others. Some nights the passes won't be there, just depending on the team we're playing. But I know rebounding is just an effort thing. So
Absolutely.
I think that just being consistent in that, kind of being there for my teammates, getting second chance points, making sure the other team doesn't, is kind of something that I take pride in for sure.
Now, being a senior at Walnut Hill, in that Walnut Hills locker room, Charlie, how does it feel to be viewed as a player who was possibly considered a leader in that locker room, considering you were a senior, Landen is a senior as well? Do you embrace taking on that responsibility of being a leader, and how does it make you better overall as a player?
Yeah, 100%. I think leadership is a pertinent aspect to each team. Without a leader besides the head coach, you can't have that growth in the season, in a successful season. So that role itself is something that, like rebounding, but even more so, I take pride in. I think that having the ability to coach and kind of help your teammates and coach them through stuff that you've experienced so that they don't have to experience it themselves. The past 2 years haven't been as successful as this one.
Yeah.
So I think that having the ability to show them the right ways and what's the wrong is a special thing. And I think that translates onto the court. I'm able to kind of coach them and guide them through the game. And I think that naturally lets me focus in too. Let my game shine as well.
Sitting here on Wise Guys with Walnut Hills Eagles basketball players Charlie, Stoffregan, Landen, McDaniel, and Jayden Seeley. This is a question for all three of you guys if you guys want to answer individually. So during the season, was there a turning point, and this could be a different answer for each of you, was there a turning point during the season where one of you guys felt like you guys hit your stride, you might have been struggling at one point in the season, and there was a moment where you said, okay, we got to turn it up a notch? Was there a turning point throughout the season, and this could be a different answer for all of you, where you guys were able to turn it up and play your best basketball? Starting off with you, Charlie.
Yeah, I would say probably the first couple games coming back from the break. I think for me personally, I was dealing with some leg injury stuff.
Okay.
So I think the time off that I had, I'm fortunate that it was short, but the time off that I did have, I was able to kind of sit back and reflect on the few games that I did play to start off the season. Kind of just settle in and on those roles we talked about.
Yeah.
And kind of just get ready and turn it around in practice first and let that translate into the game.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Jay.
I feel like, like he said, coming back from break, we played Loveland January 6th, I believe.
Okay.
They flat out punched us in the mouth, and I feel like it woke us up for the rest of the year. We went on a 11-game win streak after that, and
Okay.
so we finished out the year strong. But I feel like that game really woke us up and got us going for what we are now.
Me personally, I'm gonna just speak on me. I think the West Claremont game, like Jay said, I think that was just like a good game, a good win for us. I think we won by like 30. You know, we came off of a bad loss to Loveland, but you know, we changed some things in practice. We changed like our offense. We changed that, and I think we just went out and executed against West Claremont, and we kept like stacking good days on top of each other, and then you know the next game, and then the next game, and then we ended up winning all those games. But I think that was just a good win, and that was really the turning point for our season.
Now, you guys start off the tournament against Sycamore in the first round. They finished 10-12, 5-11 in conference play. They play in the Greater Miami Conference. So, what are y'all expectations heading into this matchup against Sycamore? You can start off, Landon. Y'all can all answer.
I would say personally, I think you know this is just a good game to get like started, just to get adjusted to tournament play. We have a lot of guys that you know. We haven't played good in the tournament. We've been first round exits, you know, as long as I remember. So, you know, just getting our confidence down, I think that's the biggest thing for us because I think once we play confidently, I think we can, you know, hang with anybody.
Yeah.
But very, very, like, hoping to really dominate the game, like, offensively, defensively, and I think we'll, you know, everything will take care of itself.
Go ahead, Jay.
Like he said, complete domination from start to finish. You know, these guys, both their varsity years, they went out first round. I went out first round last year too. We haven't really made it past the first round, so I feel like this year, this game is the starting point of Walnut Hills basketball future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like just going in there and playing our game, I think there's a lot of opportunity to kind of look into other teams when you really need to be looking at yourself. You can scout, you can watch film, you can do certain things in practice to prep, but I think ultimately just to realize that it's you guys here, not the other team, is something that we can build our confidence on. I think settling in the game tomorrow will be good too. And then kind of just using it, like Landon was saying, Jay was saying, that use it as a building block to kind of propel us into the tournament.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so each of you can answer this one before we get out of here. Landon answered a little bit earlier, but what is something that you want to improve upon on your game heading into the tournament that can help your team advance and go on a deep playoff or deep tournament run, rather?
I would say just continue that leadership, honestly.
Yeah.
I think there are many moments in a game, just with different runs, because obviously basketball is a game of runs, that, like me, myself, I get caught up in those moments. I'm not as vocal as I should be. When I should be embracing them and bringing our team together, there's certain cracks that get revealed. And I think having the ability to stabilize those cracks in the tournament, in certain moments, in certain games, is going to just help us in the long run.
Absolutely.
I kind of touched on it earlier, but being vocal as a point guard,
Yeah.
I feel like there's always room for improvement, like I said earlier. But also keeping things simple, Sometimes a basketball player, you try to do too much and make the special play, but keep it simple.
And actually, before we got into it, I think you finished a 3-game losing streak. You lost to Winwoods, Moeller, and Anderson in some very competitive games. And so, considering that you guys finished on a 3-game losing streak, like going into the tournament knowing it's win or go home, essentially, like is it like a switch that you flip? Because it's like this is win or go home. Like how do you? Because I know you'd rather go into the tournament on a 3-game winning streak than a 3-game losing streak. But like, how do you flip that switch? Because this is win or go home with the Sycamore tomorrow. You go ahead, Landen, first.
I think personally, I think it was good for us to lose those games just because, we could go and practice and really, narrow in what we did wrong.
Yeah.
I would much rather lose those games than lose a game now because, like you said, it is win or go home. I think, honestly, if you look at the Moeller game, I think, they're a really good team, and it was a 1-point game.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I really do think we can compete with anybody. That game really did. I think for me personally, that game showed me okay, we're for real in this. We just need to lock in on these things that we messed up on, and we'll be fine.
Absolutely. You want to say something, Jay?
I think we needed those losses. We were on an 11-game win streak before the Winwoods games and Moeller and Anderson games. And I think those losses, brought us back down. We got cocky, overconfident, left out things we don't usually do. And during the win streaks, we did. So I feel like it brought us back down and settled us in.
Make you pay attention more to detail.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think if you win a lot, which is what we were doing, you can kind of sit back and go back to those bad habits.
Absolutely.
I think that losing is a harsh reality that a lot of teams need to face. I think that when we did face it was an opportune time, obviously, because it's not a moment where it's over if we lose.
Yeah.
So I think those 3 games, especially coming into this last week of practice before the first tournament game, kind of let us just sit back and hone in on those good habits, not the bad ones.
Absolutely.
And that kind of set us up for success in tournament, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, you guys got social media. We'll let everybody know you got social media. You got social media.
Mine's just my name, Landen McDaniel, 13,
Okay.
I think.
It's _J1 on Instagram.
Yeah, me too on Instagram, Charlie.Stoff, STOFF.
Walnut Hills basketball players. He's Charlie Stoffregan. He's Jay Seeley. He is Landen McDaniel, sitting in with Wise Guys Sports Host Trey Larkins. Exclusive interview with Walnut Hills basketball players before they get started in the tournament tomorrow.
Go win, go win, go win, go win, go win, go win.